What do you do when life has not turned out the way that you thought it would? At whatever stage you're in, wherever you are, whatever your season, it does not look the way that you planned for, the way that you expected, and what you worked for. It's not here. Maybe you've lost someone that you love. You lost a career that you spent your whole life working toward. Your health, something happened. You've had an injury or an illness that affected your job. It's affected your relationships, and you are just not where you want to be. What do you do, and how do you move forward through that? I am thinking a lot about retirement. And the other day, I watched a video of 5 things to do within the first 5 years of retirement. And the first thing he said was buy a guilty pleasure. And of course, he was a guy, so his guilty pleasure was a sports car. He had it all figured out. He knew just what he wanted, and that was his guilty pleasure. He had done things right, hopefully, like you have. He built a little bit of wealth. He had things set up so he could afford a guilty pleasure, and that was his thing, his dream car. Well, I couldn't think of anything. I don't know. I don't really have a dream car. Nothing, I like cars that are nice, have air conditioning in the summer and heat in the winter, and they get me from here to there. And yeah, I want it to be pretty and smell nice, and the cup holders to be situated conveniently. But yeah, and I like it if the dash is really cool. There's a lot of stuff, yeah, lights and pretty and all that. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. So anyway, so I don't really have a guilty pleasure. Then his second thing was your bucket list. What are the things on your bucket list, and do them. Do them in the first 5 years, because that's when you're going to have the most physical health, the energy, the excitement about it. You're probably going to feel a lot more like doing things in your 60s than what you will in your 80s and your 90s. Maybe not, but most of us, the first 5 years, that's when you're going to feel like doing all that go-go stuff, because that's what your first 5 to 10 years of your retirement is for. Those are your go-go years when you still have the energy and the enthusiasm. And yeah, so I couldn't think of anything there either. I don't know. Post down in the comments what would be your guilty pleasure and what is on your bucket list. Maybe you can encourage me and inspire me and get me to thinking about things that I would really like to do. And while you're there, if you haven't already, please take a moment and subscribe so you'll know whenever I drop another video. But I just couldn't think of anything, and I think the whole reason that's so hard for me is because I lost my life partner. He was my travel buddy. We were looking forward to things, but now without him, it's hard to get a lot of excitement for travel and fixing up the house. He had a whole vision of things he wanted to do outside. We have, a little bit of property, and he wanted to fix the yard up, and, so he had all these goals and things, and that's what we planned to do. But now it's like, I don't know. My bucket list is, seriously, I cannot think of one thing. I wouldn't mind seeing the Grand Canyon, but I don't know. Anyway, so you could be in that same position. You're in a situation where you're getting ready for a new season in your life, but you're really not that excited about it because it does not look the way that you always thought it would look. You always expected, you always planned, you always dreamed of. So, and it can be really discouraging. It really can. And so this morning I was reading Jeremiah 29:11. We all know that verse. It's very familiar. You see it everywhere. And I was reading on that and thinking about it, and a couple new things popped out at me that encouraged me, and I thought they might encourage you. But the verse is, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you hope and a future." The King James Version puts it a little differently, and that one kind of resonated with me more. "For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, says the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an unexpected end." Two things popped out at me there. I know the thoughts I think about you. The Lord thinks about us. And He knows all those thoughts I had years ago, those plans I made, those dreams, what I expected our retirement to look like. He knows all that. He knows what I miss. I'm not going to go there because I don't want to get myself upset. But anyway, He knows all that. And He's thinking the thoughts I think toward you. It does not say the thoughts I thought about you back in the beginning when I created you, before I created the foundation of the world. I thought these things about Teresa. No, it is a current action. The thoughts I think towards you. I thought towards you, I think. He is still thinking about me. And He wants to give me a future and a hope, of thoughts of peace. His thoughts of me were of peace and not of evil. So He doesn't want me to be dwelling on the negative, or you either. He doesn't want us dwelling on negative things. I'm lonely. I'm depressed. I was snowbound practically last week with all the snow that fell, and I was so bored. I was so lonely. And kind of feeling sorry for myself, because if I'd had him here, it would have been totally different. But since it was just me, and I dwelled on, and that's why it was so tough, because I dwelled on the things I didn't have instead of the wonderful life, beautiful friends, thoughtful friends. I should have brought it over here before I started talking. I got a card yesterday, a Christmas card, a little bit late, but it was from a foreign exchange student, and this is why it's late, from Germany. It came from Munich, and he was in our house over 20 years ago as a foreign exchange student. He's just been the sweetest guy. He sent me flowers when my husband passed away, and he reaches out occasionally, and just so thoughtful. And I have so many people like that in my life. I have to go get my cataract surgery. Well, I told him at church, well, I didn't tell everybody, but I approached someone and I said, in a few weeks, I'm having cataract surgery. Is there any way you can take me? And it's a hassle. It's a real hassle. Because it's not just like, okay, I'll come to your house, you take me to the doctor. No. She lives here. She has to come all the way to me, and I live way out in the boonies, away from everybody. Then she has to go all the way up here towards a major city that I won't say, because my friend says I give too much personal information on my videos. So she has to take me up to this major city. Then I can't see. Hello, I'm going to have cataract surgery. So she's going to have to bring me all the way back to my house and then go all the way back home. It is a hassle. That's going to be her whole, at least 4 hours, minimum 4 hours. Just picking Teresa up, taking Teresa up here, going back, taking Teresa home, going back to her house. At minimum 4 hours. It probably longer than that. It's a hassle. But I have set one as soon as I asked her, and I told her. I gave her the whole route, told her where it was. Oh, sure, okay. Can we bring so-and-so? We'll make her drive, and then we'll go out to lunch after and all. It wasn't like, well, let me check my schedule. I don't know. And thinking to herself, man, that sucks. I'm going to have my day off and I got to spend the whole day carting Teresa all around the world to get her cataract surgery. Didn't even pause. She just jumped on it. Of course. Thank you, God. I have such wonderful friends. I got some books in the mail from another wonderful friend. I have 2 sisters that are always reaching out and encouraging me. And one of them, she posts on here a lot. She comments a lot, and she has her own channel, the Bible in 60 Seconds. Check her out. But anyway, I just have wonderful people in my life. But last week, I was not thinking on that. I was thinking how lonely I was because I was snowbound and how things are different now and nothing looks the same that it used to. So that's one thing. God is thinking now, currently, this moment, he has thoughts. He's thinking about you. Not in the past. Not, oh man, Teresa dropped the ball on that. That's all Teresa did last week. She spent a whole week feeling sorry for herself. No, he's thinking currently thoughts of me. And then of course, the other thing that I got, okay, not thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you, it says you, but I want you to personalize it, to give me an unexpected end. Okay, I thought I knew what my life was going to look like. I expected it to look a certain way with a certain guy. I expected that. I just thought I knew exactly what our retirement was going to look like, what I wanted it to look like, but he's going to give me an unexpected end, which is good because I don't know what to expect anymore. I'm clueless. I don't know. But and that doesn't just mean heaven. Yeah, he's going to give us heaven, but that can't be what that means, because we expect heaven. If it was it would just say to give you a future and a hope of heaven and your eternal reward. No, it says an unexpected end. So that's exciting. Unexpected, something I never saw coming. This channel has been unexpected. I'm having so much fun talking with everybody, meeting so many people, getting to know all of you, reading your comments, interacting with you. It's been a blast to me. That was unexpected. I started because my sister, she started a channel and she was loving it, having so much fun with it, and she encouraged me to do it. And I thought, nobody's going to listen, nobody's going to care, nobody pays attention to what I say in person. People don't listen to me, so they're not going to listen to me on YouTube. But it has been fun, and I have big aspirations for this channel. Anyway, whatever your end is that you think you know what your life is going to look like. Maybe it's not exactly what you thought. It's a little bit of discouragement, a little bit of hopelessness, just, despair, because we're not exactly where we thought we would be at this point in our lives. God has an unexpected end for you and me. His word promises it. And I believe if you believe one promise in the Bible, you have to believe them all. It's God inspired, God breathed. So you got to believe it all. And I'm getting a call. So don't despair. You have an unexpected end.